ask me why we're playing this game again. Like, ask me why we're playing this game again. Yeah, guys, how long was the charger till?
Last century.
Right, how are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing today? I was doing alright until I was playing Warzone. Live stream today, I was fucking shite. Everyone else keep me fit, you know. In the morning when you eat, like, you eat food, like, say, like, I don't know, I had square sausage and black pudding. still logging? I mean, I just shaved the nose, so I'll taste like mint. Where's my shaving comments now? I can smell it. It's smooth now. The reason why I'm playing this game again is so I can complete the battle packs. I need to pause the music, guys. I can't hear anything. I cannot hear absolutely nothing. Why is my TV so squeaky? Oh, the archer in the game? That no. Oh no, no. Why did they add that back out? That game's fucking shite now. The game's going to be absolutely shite. Take that. Thank you very much. I'll take that. I don't care. That's because that banana. Cheers, mate. Fucking every time I go, it's not. I don't have barriers on my computer, but every time I go on Bing, it always says it. I need a big pot, please. Is that guy in here? No, it's not. Oh, it's so nice to have a shave. It's so nice and smooth. Nah, because my beard was up to here last night. This morning, not up to here, but like, up to here a wee bit. But anyway, it's nice to shave it off. I was just playing FIFA yesterday, the worst pain of my life. Honestly, I shouldn't go back out again. I had a hat on and everything. It was like cold, you know? I was playing football for ages, and I remember the time we went home to Falkirk. Up so cold. Yeah, dickheads. Kid, man. See you later, alligator. I'm not pushing that guy. Can't be arsed. Fuck off, man. Fucking shit with third parties, man, eh? Shut fucking time. Get back to that. Kami dia bebas teman. fuck. Wait, it's not on.
The referee is Stuart Atwell, who was fourth official at Aston Villa yesterday. Manchester and Merseyside kneel together in an unequivocal condemnation of racism. Well, the bar is set high this weekend. The pace is fierce. 3 goals on the road for Chelsea, 4 at home for Liverpool, and both against a good opponent. Amongst the absolute elite, it is feeling like a title race of an unrelentingly high standard. A standard which it is City's turn to meet. But it is Demarai Gray who is running at them from the outset, and somehow he's kept the ball. And here is Anthony Gordon with the first shot of the game, which is closed down at close quarters by Cancelo. And Gordon can tidy up. And Palmer's in it for the first time, and Allen is around him, and Everton are beginning with energy, but Gundogan emerges. And Bernardo Silva is turning, and Walker's on his way, and Sterling's pulled out wide, and Palmer's through the middle, Gundogan's through the middle, Sterling has gone crashing into Digne. City have a free kick, 45 seconds of breathless football. More of the same, please. Let's carry it on. I think Digne has a right to complain about that, because I think Sterling did his utmost to make it look more like a foul, and the referee bought it. So Phil Foden over the first set piece of the game. There was some conjecture that after a knock or two with England he might not be involved today. He is playing from the left. Palmer is playing through the middle, and Sterling on the right for now. Yeah. Foden's been around behind the ball, 2 in the City wall, 2 in the Everton wall.
Bet a minute, this is going to go in. Bet a minute against Man City. It's a free kick.
Foden in.
That's not. Okay.
It's spoken. Yeah, Foden thinks otherwise. Yeah, well, I think Manchester City are wanting a corner from this. And it did indeed come off an head. Was it dealt, I think, in the end? I think perhaps. Fabian Delph, not least if it's his birthday, 32 today. His career as an Evertonian has been constantly interrupted by injury. He's not had a lot of luck since he left City and drove west. Pickford had a very comfortable evening for England against Albania during the international format. I say that. She made 1 or 2 pretty important saves in what turned out to be easy England win. Wasn't required to turn out against San Marino. It seems most of us could have kept goal for England. I was going to say, Peter, this is a story about a coach who loves the football and a coach who's not all that bothered about it.
George, mate, really appreciate it.
Unfortunate afternoon when City were last at home in the Premier League against Crystal Palace. Just under this Diaz who gives way and not Stones here. Champions League game against Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday, which could be a part of the footage. It's exactly the way Everton lined up against Tottenham last time out. with Townsend as the second striker. I mean, Gray was occupying that role earlier in the season, and now he's operating from the left-hand side. Gordon from the right, he's just gone in for that challenge. And I think you'll see Townsend drop in as a fifth midfielder more often than not. You were at that game, weren't you? Everton Spurs? No. I did watch it. And what was your impression of Everton, or what would have been a difficult day for them, given the Tottenham narrative? It was all about Conte, wasn't it? They were under a degree of pressure. Yeah, and Tottenham were happy to kind of sit in at times. They were in no rush to get forward, and it wasn't the greatest spectacle. But at least it was a clean sheet for
Fuck off, man.
It was something solid in that regard, and I think Rafa's obviously coming here hoping that he can repeat it. Either way, didn't take the Bernardo Silva kick delightfully. Sterling. He got some toe on it. Games without a win since beating Norwich in the last weekend of September. Nearly 2 months now without a victory. Their only Premier League away win was at Brighton 85 days ago, nearly 3 months, during which time they also went out in the League Cup at QPR, and now they come up against him.
Why did I just go for Leicester or Chelsea?
Chris Everton excelled away from home last year. They won, I think, at the Emirates. And Ancelotti said, we're back. And yet they were losing many games at home. Stones, former Evertonian, of course. Walker. Bernardo Silva. Walker with pace. Gordon got a piece of it. Cancelo! Couldn't make contact, and by the time Bernardo Silva had arrived, it was too late. Palmer got a little bit of contact, but the touch let him down once it did actually come his way. And then if he does get it under control, then I think Everton probably would have been in serious trouble. But Gordon not been able to get enough on it. Yeah, and he had an opportunity. He had to deal with it well, and he didn't quite get that, and Silva couldn't read it on the back of it.
Why did Jordan Pickford jump?
Well, Palmer's only previous start for City was in the League Cup at West Ham last month. So it went to penalties, and at the end of which City were ultimately eliminated after 5 unbeaten years in that competition. Played the last 20 minutes here against Norwich in August, a few seconds against Burnley.
I swear to God.
Went through last month. But there's a lot of excitement about him. You don't get into the Manchester City first 11 without having something. You must have Pep Guardiola's trust. I've just been watching his movement, actually, Peter, and he's trying to drop in between the lines that Everton have set. And as Rafa always does, it's always compact. So it's going to be difficult for him if he wants to drop in. He might have to look at running in behind once or twice. Sterling. Walker. Marcelo. Foden. Gundogan. Stolen away by Gordon, got it back from Townsend, and now Gordon can have a run. Richarlison's through the goal.
God's sake.
It was unfussily broken up by Rodri, the new Fernandinho. Tackled by Godfrey, and back to Rodri, he's distributed for Cancelo. Picked off now by Allen. Richarlison.
Hi, Dad. Fucking cunt.
Yeah, It's the hard part for Everton in getting the numbers up quickly to properly hurt Manchester City, because they've been quite deep, so it requires sprinting, and that may take its toll second half.
Can I change the player? Oh, I can.
City played Everton here. They picked up a trophy at the end of the game. It's the match with which last season ended. Carlo Ancelotti said farewell as an Evertonian. Rafa soon to sit in his seat. The day that became, in a sense, Sergio Aguero testimonial. He came off the bench 25 minutes at the end, scored a couple. Might easily have had a hat-trick with a City 5-0 win. Over 3 games in 2 competitions last season, City beat Everton 10-1. So this actually is the 4th meeting of the calendar year. Typically, Peter, just like we saw when City went to play at Old Trafford in the derby, Gundogan and Bernardo Silva extremely high. There is Gundogan, Rodri. That 4-1-5 has been recreated. Cancelo. Drifting away from Gordon, who struck that well. But it has clear, so the die is cast. Walker. Sterling. Around Dina. It's Sterling's cross. It's Foden's header. Didn't he do well to wrap his neck around that? That was a contortion anthem from Phil Foden. Yeah, and that's the problem for him. He's got to try and, get back to it, because it's slightly, ever so slightly behind him. And he did well to actually get the contact he did on the ball, but then the direction is another thing, and the control, and they couldn't quite muster that. Scored the third of City's 5 against Everton here on the final red last season. He's continued to rip the nets pretty frequently ever since then.
He shot it.
Well, you made reference to what we've seen so far, and there's the backup. Manchester City, unsurprisingly, in domination mode again. Cancelo. Those numbers will remotely concern Rafa Benitez, who we've seen in the past when at Newcastle. Setting up in just this way, and on one notable occasion successfully so. Well, do you remember the particular game where they kicked off and the whole of the Newcastle team retreated 10 yards from the kickoff? Put by Cancelo, on by Palmer. Gundogan couldn't quite snatch it. Delph got confused. Bernardo Silva looking to prompt Raheem Sterling, picked up and clear. Yeah, I mean, pretty much just looking at what we've seen from Richarlison there and what he's got to try and deal with a ball like that, he's going to need to try and get a foul or two to just get, Everton up so as they can get numbers into the City half. Stones, that's a clever ball. Gundogan, that was very nearly a clever one. It was a good reach by Ben Godfrey.
Yeah, and it was Palmer making the movement in behind.
Townsend found Gray. Gray is teasing Walker. Done well here, Damari Gray. He's penetrated the penalty area. He struck his shot against Stones. Richarlison can keep it for Everton. Here's Anthony Gordon. Delph. Dean. Gray's got a problem, I think. Yeah. He's just pulled out.
He has. And it's not looking promising.
Everton are having, as well as a dreadful run of form, an awful streak of bad luck on the injury front. They continue to attack here with Townsend. Coleman couldn't put him through. Gundogan. Rodri. Damari Gray is a complete passenger at the moment. And Delph made a foul on Sterling, which, whilst it brings disapproval from Stuart Atwell, was possibly, professionally speaking, the right thing to do, because Everton needed to stop the game.
Yeah, Alex Iwobi is getting ready to replace Gray.
Well, this is a real shame. Of course, he had a flying start to the season, didn't he, Damari Gray? Newly in from Leicester, given a new lease of life. It's gone quiet, as it has for Everton as a whole over the last month or so, but this would be a great setback for him personally and for the team as a whole. Problem upon problem for Benitez. Pity. He's been involved in every Premier League game up to now, Damari Gray. Must be a question mark over whether he will be participating in the next one. So now, though, as mentioned, it is Alex Iwobi who replaces him.
Oh my god, this guy's got purple.
Rodri. Rodri. Laporte. Cancelo. Foden. Gundogan. Cancelo. Speared out wide for Sterling. Junior robust. Sterling kept the ball. Walker. Sterling. Dashing beyond Dean. Poked away by Keane. Stones. Laporte. Cancelo.
Let's just kick down.
Rodri. By Sergio.
Yeah, and it's very sad, really, what has happened to
Absolutely.
Aguero.
Yes, it is. Manchester City sends its warm embrace. Let us hope he's playing football again. And by Walker. Pickford shots it. And Gordon is there to help him out.
Yeah, and as he dropped it, he actually tried to kick it while it was still in motion.
Foden and Gordon have clashed off the back of this untidy goalkeeping moment.
But I mean, he just threw himself to the ground, Gordon, and he ended up catching Foden. He threw himself to the ground in the hope he was going to just win a cheap free kick. He knows he's under pressure. Look, he's just kind of leant into Foden, and Foden's come off worst.
Fuck half-finished.
Certainly Gordon looks okay. And he wouldn't want to admit to any problem. He's started now 4 out of the last 6 Premier League games. Established himself in the Everton first 11. Since achieved at Manchester City by Phil Foden.
Yeah, and Walker and Sterling have been doing more damage for me. They look very, very strong on this right-hand side, and I think that's the more productive route for Manchester City so far.
It's going to be okay.
Minutes, Peter, in and Everton clean sheet, so that's a plus.
That's a win, isn't it?
That's a lift, yeah.
Gundogan. Kicking around Allen, not really do that successfully. Coleman went in and took it off his toe. Seems not to be penalised, but it is a free kick.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a good look around him, and I think he knew in the end he was under pressure, and he has gone down very softly. I mean, the touch from Coleman with his arm is very soft.
He drift off Allen like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the central role, and he's flanked by Delph to the left, and Townsend, as we said before, dropping in to the right.
Rodri. Walker. Swung out towards Foden. What wonderful precision. Tightness of take. Rodri. Walker. Bernardo Silva face to face with Gordon. Over to the other side. Rodri. Walker. Sterling. Wriggling towards and beyond D. Got a foot on it and surrendered a corner.
Yeah, well, he's got a tough job, and I think he knows that already, Digne. He can do with all the help he can get at times, because Sterling is weaving his way through and giving him problems. And as touches go, Peter, how about that?
Ball would travel 45-50 yards. Off his toe, it didn't travel an inch. Foden's deep corner. Keane's header away. Cancelo's onto it. And Keane gives it a clout.
There you go, in terms of goal threat, 87%. For Manchester City. I mean, this is essentially extravagance against thrift.
But to this point, Thrift is doing pretty well.
It is.
How many saves has Pickford made? Here's Stones.
Nothing on target from Manchester City as of yet. Foden came closest with that header.
Oh, there's that.
victory. Sterling, that's nice. Bernardo Silva couldn't quite find Palmer. Godfrey was just snappily in. So I was saying, though, this is Rafa's thing. This is what Rafa loves to be able to map out. I mean, if I wanted to win 1-0 away from home, I would use Rafa Benitez as my coach. Although I'm sure he'd take a 0-0 here. Interesting, actually, the three likely contenders, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, have had similar fixtures this weekend against very credible, bigger middleweight type clubs. It took Liverpool a little while to break down Arsenal, but once they did, they were well and truly broken down. Chelsea sorted out Leicester fairly promptly. Gundogan. City are having to chisel away through if possibly they can here with Foden. And now Palmer and Ilkay Gundogan against Allen and away by Delph. And now Iwobi, he ran into Cancelo. Foden, Gundogan, Palmer, Walker, Stones, Bernardo Silva. And it was a really intelligent ball as well by Palmer to set up the shot. Caught. Gundogan tumbling, Foden distributing, Cancelo crossing, and Coleman blocking. And Manchester City firmly camped around the Everton box. Kent entrenched.
I'm just going right up so I have to spectate again.
Concrete foundations. Gundogan to take. As far as Palmer. Lifted in by Laporte. And Iwobi had to establish his bearings. And it's spirited poor. Rodri. Sterling. It's only a matter of time before we're seeing body language like this from Richarlison, who's utterly fed up at the fact that he can't receive any supply whatsoever. Just wants to play. Stones. Foden. Sterling! What a ball in. Superb. I mean, Sterling's for Foden was good earlier on, but I think that was better again. And just that little bit of width affording him the time to be able to whip something across, and for the little guy maybe just that fraction too high. So Pep's English stars combining again. Fruitlessly again, as it turned out. What a relatively few who was involved to a fair extent in both of England's internationals over the course of the last fortnight. I think Sterling, only one of them. Palmer's played it through. Bernardo Silva, Pickford got there in a hurry. Gundogan! Onto the top of the crossbar and beyond.
Told you.
I think the goalkeeper has done extremely well here, because he didn't just kind of stand there and watch and wait for it to happen. He actually went to the danger once it was threaded through from Palmer to Silva, and it kicked the crossbar from Gundogan. It just needed something a little more supple to drop it below that crossbar, and Everton surviving. That's two lovely little passages of play we've seen there from the youngster Palmer. Looks comfortable in the shirt, okay? Rapidly into Bernardo Silva. Hammer again, he used to have a sort of wiry strength, not easily nudged off it. You said Jim, someone had mentioned McManaman to you as a parallel player for the different age.
Yeah, I mean, I was chatting to a member of the City staff outside before the game, and he said exactly that. Once he gets running, he's very similar to Steve McManaman in style.
Rodri. Palmer. Pickford got low. Sterling. Pickford was behind it.
Yeah, a good save. It wasn't the fiercest shot in the world when Palmer opened up, but it was still good, and I think he makes a very good decision. Having made the save here from Palmer, he then goes towards Sterling and then thinks, well, I'm not going to commit myself because otherwise he's going to go down. And in the end, he's well positioned to collect the second time. But yeah, Palmer's influence growing.
Richarlison. Townsend. Yeah, Everton raid. And Rodri tackle, which was clean. And Richarlison tackle that wasn't. That's frustration to the book.
Peter, I mentioned his body language before. He's utterly frustrated because he's not getting a kick.
He's also suspended because that is his 5th yellow card of the season, and he will not play at Brentford next week.
Yeah, Townsend's gone down way too easily, and that's just a little too much for Richarlison.
And Calvert-Lewin's not back next week, which I think is probably the case. No Calvert-Lewin, no Richarlison, possibly now no Damari Gray, never mind Decore, Gomez, Davis.
Yeah. Well, Rondon, I think, better get himself ready.
They've got real problems, Everton.
Well, they do, and I mean, I hear you in terms of the injuries, the absentees, but I think Marcel Brands has got a lot to answer for too. Because
what a super ball over the top, beautifully collected by Foden, and turned behind for a corner by the fast retreating Godfrey.
But every little thing like that you've just seen from Godfrey, you wouldn't give it up, is huge. And at this kind of stage, you think, well, Godfrey is not going to get in position to be able to stop that, and Foden helped his cause, to be fair, by not dealing with it faster.
By Gundogan, comfortably by Allen. On from Iwobi. Townsend's prepared to have a sprint here. Anderson had a substantial head start. Cancelo.
I was just going to go on to say, Peter, because the Everton recruitment in recent times, and it's all down to him, is questionable.
Spent a fair bit.
Yeah, they're telling me.
Silva.
I mean, that tells you it's only a matter of time. But Everton are still doing very well, dogged and together.
Golf was ambushed. And here's Raheem Sterling. Sterling kept wriggling, keen, challenged, penalty. He had just about penetrated the penalty area when Keane came to meet him. Of course, it's subject to fierce debate, and it will be subject to further examination by Chris Kavanagh.
Yeah, well, it was lost in midfield. I think he makes a step. Keane, watch his right leg now, the way he plants it. I don't think there's anything in that. I think it's a really soft decision. I mean, Sterling is looking for it all day long.
Well, Stuart Atwell has actually been one of the foremost VARs this season. He is well accustomed to the conversations which he now participates in with Chris Kavanagh. There's a line decision here.
Fuck off, man, every single time.
The type of contact that Keane makes on Sterling.
But that's the kind of minimal contact that we're trying to take out of the game, that players are using that to go down and get decisions their way like this. He's made a stride in the hope of getting the ball, and he's not trying to play Sterling.
So if you're VAR, no pen.
I'm not giving it. But what do I know?
And it is one of those which is open to interpretation.
I think
That's not a penalty.
There's contact, it's the slightest contact imaginable.
Should not be.
I don't think there's any, not with his leg.
There's obviously thigh-to-thigh contact. And he's asking the referee to go and have a look. And this probably means that the recommendation is no penalty.
Well, you mentioned it, he has been very good in the VAR hub. He's been extremely good, and he's had praise for it this season as well. So
I think Michael Keane knows that there is an impending reprieve here. And Mr. Kavanagh's suggestion is that Stuart Atwell review and probably overturn. No penalty. And City's frustration.
What is it?
Well, I think it doesn't matter as long as you get the right decision. You know, whatever the process is, and yeah, maybe it's gone on a little too long for us, but nonetheless, they got it right. And Sterling will complain, but he knew what he was doing. He was just hoping that he could convince the officials that he was genuinely fouled. He wasn't.
3 days ago, Jordan Pickford and Raheem Sterling were fouls. They are now on the other side of the divide. Greg Pawson, who's getting an ear from Pep Guardiola. He was fourth official actually at Leicester Chelsea yesterday. They had a relatively quiet one.
I think defenders are more savvy nowadays. I think if there's a risk of making contact, then they'll opt out. They'll do whatever they can to avoid it. And I think Keane was aware of that.
I suppose referees, I don't know if they see it this way, referees can give a penalty in this instance if they're just maybe 75% sure in the knowledge that there is a get out. Rodri. Off in a tight spot, either way. It's a ref masterclass to this point. And when you sit up like this, an hour and a half is a long time. Foden, Palmer, stabbed up into the air by Godfrey. Jonathan brought down by Delph, but he lost it to Rodri. And now Sterling. In by Walker, out by Delph.
I wonder at times has Rodri been instructed not to shoot, because he always seems to look for the pass. He just needs to take that out of his feet and hammer it.
By the way, when he does shoot, he does hammer it.
Yeah.
Rodri, we've seen a couple, haven't we?
Certainly, yeah.
Foden, it's another good ball. Palmer, it's another clever twist. Overcame Coleman.
Yeah, I'm liking Everton's gutsiness. The fact that they've got the spirit and they've got the collective will to give it everything they've got and follow up on things and just keep that concentration.
Palmer thinks he's won a corner. He's right. Hopefully got tight again. There'll be a fair chunk of stoppage time after that long VAR break. But that aside, Everton are just 6 minutes away from a blank first half, which would be an achievement. Particularly in a fixture which has been so one-sided in recent years. City have done 3 consecutive league doubles over Everton. Everton haven't taken a point on this ground since August of 2017. Wayne Rooney scored their goal that night.
Well, based on Jesus' record against Everton, he's probably sat on that bench and I would have scored that. I would have got that.
Well, he scores more or less every time they play. More than a decade since Everton won on this ground. If they win on this ground today, it'll be one of the great spectacular steals. It's not beyond the realms. 5 minutes out from half-time.
Just remember Leeds last season that were under pressure for the vast majority of the game and left with a 2-1 win, I think, wasn't it?
Stuart Dallas?
Yeah, he scored both goals. Yeah.
Leeds Tottenham follows us. That'll be a good game. There's Sterling. Stones. Laporte. Foden. Gundogan.
Gordon, as we've seen, is swapped with Iwobi.
Stones. Laporte. Cancelo. Driving at and beyond Iwobi. Cancelo. Waiting in front of Pickford by Keane for another City corner.
And pretty much every player bar Edison in the final third. Yeah, a little deflection as well, I think. In fact, I think it was clean. I thought maybe Iwobi got something on it, but it's clean.
Palmer. Cancelo. Pickford's come together. Now Iwobi, he can get in behind Walker here. Alex Iwobi, he can't. Not many do.
Yeah, and I think he thought if he knocked the ball in front and just tried to get in a foot race with Walker, he'd probably lose. I think that was the thought, and that's why he kind of slowed up a little.
Does anybody in the Premier League win a foot race with Walker?
I can't remember.
Townsend. Allen got clear of Palmer. He scoops it out wide for Iwobi. Richarlison's waiting in the middle, and Iwobi couldn't find him. Cancelo sorted that. Palmer, beautiful. Now Bernardo Silva keeping it from Delph. Rodri. Towards Gundogan, this time is Sterling, picked up by Dean. This is becoming maddening for Manchester City and their fans. Cancelo, Sterling, what a delicious finish. As crisp a half volley as ever you will see. an even better finish. This is a super goal. João Cancelo is developing a reputation akin to what you see from Trent Alexander-Arnold with this kind of delivery. I mean, this is outside of the right foot. It's absolutely exquisite, the ball in from the Portuguese. And then the movement from Sterling. And then to be able to get that kind of control on it, to take it away on the half volley, is magical. This is penetrating football at its very, very best. Nobody stops that goal. It's just too clever a pass. And it's an absolutely perfect take from Raheem Sterling. Second Premier League goal of what has sometimes been this autumn a mildly underwhelming season for him, personally speaking. But there is a reminder on the occasion of his 300th Premier League appearance of just what a fabulous footballer he still is. And there are many who would argue that João Cancelo is City's player of the season so far. No, and you can't argue that it's not deserved. Cancelo just picking up where he left off at Old Trafford.
Oh man. When did you want you to play for? When did you want him to play for Fortnite for?
A couple of minutes ago, I just came on with it.
Alright.
Yep, I've got Naruto.
Nice, mate.
Just chilling the Naruto a bit more, so.
Alright.
Because I'm watching the news, I'm watching the semi-final between Raiders versus Hibs.
Alright.
Aye, man.
Alright, I'm watching the Everton versus Man United game now.
The same, actually. I'm just chilling on.
His left foot coming to play here, likewise caught Fernando Townsend. Teams up, Godfrey's up, and Charleston in advance of the penalty spot.
I only got my drink quickly, I'm fucking lost.
Half time.
Do you know one has got a live net collection, aye?
I think so, aye.
Well, there's gonna be a black hole. It's gonna start about it could go from to the 5th and 6th of December.
Really?
Yep. So 2 days.
Wow.
What? Where? But I don't know when live events should start though. The countdown should start soon actually.
Where do you want to land, mate?
You know it.
Just land at Laser Lake then.
You watching services tonight?
What? The services?
No, Survivor Series.
Oh, aye, are you?
Well, I'm kinda no well right now, so I don't know.
He's...
I've been nowhere for about 10 days, man. I've just can't be arsed then.
me neither.
I mean, it's if it wants to force so maybe. There's a guy there. 15 wide. Okay, I've just got the kunai. Nice, let's go actually.
My leg.
Cat! So I can sort of so fuck on to move, man. SMG. Shotgun definitely.
Whoa! Fucking did damage, mate.
I'm gonna check its pistols. It's called pistols, man.
Oh my god.
Let's go, see. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just hit there.
Yo. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Thank you.
One guy's like over there, where that car is. But I don't know if two people went. Oh, they're up there. Knocked one.
Alright, let's push. The guy over there. On the stairs. Guy alright on the stairs. Right there. Right there. He's coming up to you. Down there. You see him? He's breaking. Yeah, he's breaking that. You see it? There's a guy come up. I can see a guy. Just get me real quick. Just get me. He's behind you, he's right there. Get me. Just get me. He's right there. There we go. Let's go.
Whoa, let's go.
Yeah, let's go, man. And you grab that medkit.
That's pretty close, man. 2 strikes.
Yeah.
I've got to say the top pistol's no good, by the way. I swear to fuck, man. Fucking shit.
I do like the sniper, the shotgun.
What one?
What's it one? The level action shotgun.
Oh, why did I get added? Why?
What, that shotgun?
Aye.
Aye, it's fucking shite. Honestly, when you hit someone, you're dead 2 minutes.
I mean, it depends if you're facing a noob then aye. You kill them.
Oh, you apps taking the piss here. Settings. I need to open Windows.
Come on, do you know then? What?
But Ryan, when I stand still, that means my PS4 shut down or something.
Give it in my watch me, so I'm gonna have to change once.
Okay. PS4's overheating. God's sake, I bought it on book.